Michele Giunta. I'm from Italy, from Milan, and I'm working at the Institute of Genetic Medicine in Newcastle, in the UK. I'm working currently on two projects. One is about a very peculiar disease. It's called reversible infantile respiratory chain deficiency, which is a bit difficult to... but it's a mitochondrial myopathy. Patients with this disease are born with severe muscle weakness and respiratory and feeding difficulties. But then they spontaneously improve by 1 year of age without any specific treatment. And then we're trying to sort out why they spontaneously improve, the reason of the spontaneous improvement, and the reasons of the tissue specificity of the disease, because the symptoms affect specifically the muscle tissues, but the mutation responsible for the disease is on a gene which is expressed in all tissues of the body. So, yeah, it's a bit tricky disease. And I'm also working on another project, which is about some neurological disorders, a group of neurological disorder, and we identified our group identified two mutations on a new gene which is responsible for the development of this type of disease. And now we're trying to understand the role of this gene in neurodevelopment using an animal model, which is zebrafish. So we try to mimic the disease in the fish, and then study the development of the brain and the motor neurons using different techniques. I think I ended up here because of my previous expertises in biology and pharmacology, because I started working with zebrafish, studying the neuromuscular diseases at the University of Milan, and then I worked for a while in a pharmaceutical company in Canada in the field of oxidative stress, and yeah, and then these two things combined probably drove me to mitochondrial disease. Yeah, when finally you manage to make an experiment to work, or when you sit down and then you analyze the data you collected, and you actually realize that all makes sense. Not always happens, but sometimes when it happens, it's rewarding. I couldn't think about a specific name, maybe all the scientists the big scientists in the history that made a difference. I think I changed my mind like so many times. So I was not thinking to work in research at all. Probably I didn't even know what research was at that time. Yeah, normal jobs. I think dedication. I think dedication, because without dedication, yeah, you really have to look forward to get your results. As I said before, in science, most of the time things don't work, so you have to keep trying and keep trying. And without dedication, probably the other three, although also team is important, to have a good relation with your boss, maybe. Okay. That's very important too.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.